You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Oh yeah! This is the damn it unhappy Devils recap on Devils After Dark on the Let's Go Devils podcast network, powered by Primetime Radio. My macho voice trying to cover up my broken heart as the Devils lose again 6-3 after 5 unanswered goals by the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tonight at The Rock, I'm your host, Sam Wu, here with Scotty of SiriusXM Liquid Metal, doing a triple shift. He is got his day job, he's got his Devils After Dark job, and then he's got his, has to, I don't know.
Well, my day job became
the big boss.
Yeah, it became an early morning job for a week, but that's all good. That's all good.
But
we love it.
He'd rather work with the king of all Devils media, me, Sam Wu.
Sam Wu.
I just made that up. Oh, boy.
Very nice, sir. Yes, well done. Very well played there, Sam Wu. But yeah, the lightning strike and bring the thunder. Tenacious D style against the Devils tonight. So we are not ringing them hell's bells, but I love the Sam Wu Macho Man Randy Savage type intro right there that he had going on. Yeah.
You know what I'm doing? I'm practicing for 2025 when this team makes the playoffs. So I'm trying to build towards that. You know, that macho macho voice going into the game recaps when everyone's all fired up after a win. But right now we'll practice with these losses that we've got.
Gotcha. Yeah. Right now it's more like, yeah, I get you. I understand. Well, you know what? The Devils played sort of a good game for a little bit, but it definitely got away from them there in the second and the third period. We're going to go over it right now, and I can see, I have not shaved there in a couple days. That's those early morning shifts sometimes that get to you when you do the little flip-flop. But anyway, so apologize. Looking grizzled right now. But the Tampa Bay Lightning came in, and you know what's ironic, too, is Devils always do seem to play pretty well against Tampa Bay. Even though Tampa Bay has been a top team in the league for quite some time, they always seem to have this little extra step against Tampa Bay, and they definitely showed it in the first half of this game, not so much in the second, but let's go to it. It started out nicely for the Devils with Jack Hughes. No, wait a minute. Dawson Hurst. What? Whose goal is it? I have no idea. It really was Jack Hughes' goal, but I guess technically, as of what I'm looking at on the recap right now, the official scoring sheet, Jack Hughes did not touch the puck, but he stick checked. Who was it? Was it Sergachev? I don't remember who it was on the Tampa Bay defense, but he stick checked the puck basically and directing it off of the Tampa Bay defenseman's stick right into the goal for quite the slick one. But it does get credited to Dawson Mercer, who was the last official Devil to touch the puck. I guess they say Jack Hughes' stick hit the Tampa Bay player's defenseman's stick, not the puck. But that's what then directed it into the goal. Very slick play. However, Jack Hughes, he gets an assist on that. So not bad. Still gets a point for the goal that he scored for his buddy Dawson, who, by the way, had a 3-point night. So that's Mercer's 11th. Jack Hughes' 16th. Sharon Govich with the secondary, his 13th assist. And then 38 seconds. Classic Devils. All right, there we go. We know what's happening. Our buddy Ty Smith has been struggling. He made another bad play behind the net again. We like to say things are learning experiences, but when they start happening more often and often, big mistake. So Ty Smith kind of, let held left PK out to dry there on that play. He was trying to recover. And our old buddy and lucky charm to the Stanley Cup, Patrick Maroon, was able to tie the game up with his 8th unassisted on the year. But really, that was just a bad play behind the net. And I really want to see those cleaned up. There were a couple other ones a little later in the game as well. But late in the period where we usually see the Devils struggle, recently we have been seeing flashes of them being the ones to shock the other team. And they did once again, this time on the power play, special teams coming through. We've talked about it for quite some time. In the last 20 games or so, the special teams of the Devils, the penalty kill has been elite. Like just behind Carolina. It's been fantastic. And the power play, I believe I think I saw they were 8th in like the last 20 games. I think that's what it was, something like that. That's top 10. That's really good. Our special teams has been phenomenal when we know earlier in the season we were just bleeding shorthanded goals. So Yegor Sharangovich gets the goal. Jesper Boquist, I know Sam Wu has been talking that he has liked what he's seen from Jesper Boquist. I'm going to ask Sam Wu about it after we go through the recap because I haven't been so impressed, but I got to say the last like 5 or 6 games, he has played well. So we're going to talk more about that with Sam Wu. But this was really Jesper Boquist causing a turnover on what's that? Is that the big boy, Victor Hedman? Victor Hedman made a mistake? Excuse me, sir. I did not know that happened, but it did, and the Devils were able to take advantage of it on the power play. Tatar gets that Sharangovich's 10th, another Devil in double digits. Sharangovich is another one. I think we'd like to discuss a little bit afterwards. Tatar's 10th assist. Mercer gets his 2nd point of the game, his 16th assist on the season. The rookie starting to pick it back up with the move to the wing, playing with Jack Hughes. But really, that play was really made by Jesper Boquist. And, Victor Hedman was having a little bit of a tough game there at first. I think in the Gearston actually caused a nice, and we're going to talk about Mason Gearston in the end of the game. But Gearston caused a nice turnover on Hedman with a hit as well. In the second, Jack Hughes got his goal officially. Got not one of these never seen it before where Jack Hughes deflects the puck in, but it actually goes to a different player, Dawson Mercer in this case. But in this one, Jack Hughes was coming up, got his own rebound on Vasilevsky, and was able to take that, put the nice little pretty back to the backhand and right by the goaltender as he's crossing in front of the crease. It was a nice play for the Devils to go up 3-1, and that was less than 2 minutes into the second period. And maybe you're thinking, wow, I know the Devils are atrocious in the second period. Are they possibly turning this new corner? We know the Devils have been atrocious late in the periods as well. So the first period, they score with a minute less to go, and then they come out in the second where they usually struggle, and they score 2 minutes into the period. You're thinking, what? maybe they just might play very well against the old Tampa Bay Lightning. Maybe Tampa Bay. Yeah, it didn't go well.
That's what happened.
Didn't go well after that. Oh boy, Steven Stamkos gets his 23rd, and then you're like, okay, all right, it's only 3-2. It's only 3-2. It's okay. Let's get the next one. Let's just get one back. Let's not give up anymore. And oh boy, Ty Smith. Another bad one. Another bad one. Another bad giveaway. Or no. I'm sorry. This is when he misses Killord on the play. Doesn't tie up Killord and lets him wide open. Not good. Ties up the game. His 16th from Sergachev. Victor Hedman. Uh-oh. Victor Hedman, who had 2 bad giveaways in the first and the beginning of the second. Now, oh boy, he's starting to go the opposite direction. And what happens 7 minutes into the third period? Victor Hedman, he obviously remembered he's Victor Hedman and remembered he's playing the Devils, because he was confused at first because he's like, who in the hell is this team in these ugly jerseys? What's going on out here? Who are we playing again? I can't tell. I forgot. And then once he finally realized, they're like, Victor, they said it in Russian. And that's when he was just like, I understand now. And he went and he brought the thunder. Thor, Tenacious D, pick your own analogy of choice right there. But Victor Hedman brought a monster slap shot that I thought there was no way it went in clean. But it went in clean. It went in clean. From the point, untouched, for his 11th. That's his, by the way, 50th point of the year, leading all defensemen. Man, that dude is a beast. That dude is a beast. And, as a Devils fan, you just start getting a little reminiscent of the old Stevens and Niedermeyer years where you had just that elite number one power force back there that can just handle any and all situations. I mean, Victor Hedman is something special.
I wish I had a flux capacitor and go back in time and just watch great hockey.
Oh, it's you know what I've seen a couple. We'll talk. We'll
talk. We'll talk after that. Don't let me interrupt.
But Victor Hedman had that. He had that big blast. Goes in untouched. Puts Tampa Bay up 4-3, and you're thinking, oh boy. And then it happened. Tough play for PK Subban, trying to keep the puck in the zone. A high clearing attempt. Who's behind you? When you turn around, Nikita Kucherov. So that's not really good. That wasn't a good one there for PK. I know he was trying to keep it in, but yeah, that was a rough one. And Kucherov on the breakaway. That was less than 2 minutes. The Hedman was at 7:17. Kucherov breakaway, assisted by Braden Point, was at 9:14. And then just over a minute later, the old trickler from Belmar goes in, where Gillies definitely looked a little rattled at that point. Tampa Bay, obviously, like we said, remember that they're the Tampa Bay Lightning and the, Cup champions, and the Devils are not that team yet. So they really turned it on. And like we said, the Lightning struck pretty often and a lot. So that's all within about just over a 3-minute span. Hedman, Kucherov, Belmar. 7:17, 9:14, 10:21. Tampa Bay up 6-3. And you're like, what happened? Next thing you know, Nico Dawes is coming in, and you're like, oh man, I do not want to see Nico Dawes come in really cold and get lit up in the last 10 minutes of this game, and give up like another 2 goals or something like that. Luckily, that didn't happen. Some rough stuff occurred afterwards. Not sure why Gearston got a misconduct, not maroon, because they were just, if you're going to give one, just give the other. They were both barking at each other the whole time. They didn't really do anything. Bastian seemed to go down in that fight there. It looked like he lost his footing, but he didn't have his helmet on, so let's just hope he didn't hit his head. Nolan, please call your brother Cal. Please tell him not to punch other players when they're down on the ice after you drive them into your own goalie. So if you didn't see the very end of the games, Marian Studenich was trying to drive the net, and Calfoot just basically drove him right into Vasilevsky. And then as Studenich was down on the ice, Cal just, he gave like a good 4 or 5 punches. For some reason, he just got a roughing. Did they had to give him a misconduct or something? I would hope so. But either way, I'm looking at the score sheet. I only see 2 minutes for roughing. Served by Maroon, so that means they had to do a misconduct. Either way, yeah. Like to see the Devils getting feisty. Like to see them getting frustrated, because that means they're showing that. That's not sleepwalking. That's not being a passenger, like Dano says. I mean, Tampa Bay is a tough team, and the Devils definitely struggled in the second half of this game mightily. But Tampa Bay is a tough team, and all credit to them. They really poured it on, and when they smelt blood, woo, did they go for the kill. Man, 3 goals in just over 2 minutes or 3 minutes, whatever it was there. 3 minutes. That's nasty. Woo! That's a cup. That's a cup contending, perennial cup contending team right there. So, you know what? Kudos to them. At least the Devils did not sleepwalk through this. They definitely didn't play well, but I still think they had a couple of good moments, although there were some things that we're going to talk about. Shots on goal for the Devils. Let's see here. 9-7-9 for a total of 25. Tampa Bay 4 in the first period. Then you can see they turned it on 14 and 14 in the second and the third. A bunch of penalty minutes going on over there. Power plays, Devils were 1 for 3, so that's nice. Tampa Bay 0 for 1. Once again, the special teams really, really coming through and have been a strong point on this team I'm going to say for the better part of the season now. So yeah, I'm gonna at this point, I think it's starting to lean the other way that the special teams have been a plus for this team, even though we definitely had that run with the shorthanded goals. But I think now the plus side is starting to outweigh that time, in the bad. We just need to get the entire 5-on-5 team systems working that way, and then we'll be in really good shape. Hits, Tampa Bay 20, Devils 16, 9 block shots for the Devils, 15 turnovers. I know Samu wants to talk about a little bit of that. Dawson Mercer had himself a nice game on the wing with Jack Hughes. That's a big spot right there with Jesper Bratt still out of the lineup. But Dawson gets a 3-point night. Jack Hughes had 2 points. Sharon Govich had 2 points. Gillies, of course, had a rough game. Severson got into a little scrap there at the end with Sergachev. He led the Devils in ice time, 22:55. Yeah, Gillies, a little rough there in the third. Definitely a little rough there in the third. And Devils fall 6-3 to the first place Tampa Bay Lightning with 70 points. Woo! Man, Sam Wu, there were some good things. There were a lot of bad things. I was happy with Jack Hughes' game in the sense that he had some nice offensive output. You, on the other hand, weren't as happy due to his turnovers. Sharon Govich is someone who has hit the 10-goal mark, but it's taken him 50 games to get there. That's a goal every 5 games on average. Is that a top 6 player? That's a mere question. I had another one and I forgot to write it down. I was like, I won't forget. There was someone that's Jesper Boquist. That's right. Jesper Boquist. Who is the real Jesper Boquist? Just like we saw Eminem in the old halftime show on the old Super Bowl, the real Slim Shady. Please stand up, Jesper Boquist. Who are you for real? Are you the guy that's looked lost at times for extended stretches where, you didn't even realize that he was in the lineup that day, because he just looks invisible on that ice in a bad way? Or is he the person that we've been seeing in these last, 5, 6, 7 games now, who's a more solid player and is creating chances and has been responsible defensively as well and has been using his speed to his advantage? So I'm going to turn it over right now for the opinion of the great Sam Wu, and also let to hit us up on Facebook Live, Twitter Live, YouTube Live. Let us know what you think of this Devils loss. We know it was an L, but still want to talk about it. Sam Wu, what say you about this game?
Well, I'm attempting to troll the internet. I tweeted out that Jack Hughes is Mr. Turnover. I love Jack Hughes offensively. Some of the things he does. I love the talent level, the charisma.
Did you sign that, Sam Wu, and not Scotty? Did you sign that? Okay, because I want to know. That's that you better sign that, because I don't know. I don't want Jack coming after me, buddy. I don't want Jack coming after me.
It's all right. I release you from all liability of my statements.
Jack, I thought you should have had 2 goals tonight, okay? I just want to point that out, all right? I thought you should have been credited with 2 goals, all right?
Listen, is Jack
me,
Hughes
Sam
is he gonna be a bust? Absolutely not. I think Jack Hughes has
No,
a future
of
in
course
New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So you start off with your rhetoric with some praise. Now let's get to the rebuttal part.
Okay, yes.
There are plays that I've seen or we've seen over and over and over again where Jack Hughes has some correctable issues, but the lack of discipline, I don't know if he's not listening to the coaches or he's allowed to gallivant and freelance whatever he does out on the ice. But those turnovers are killers. Some of the things that he's not doing, such as using the backhand pass in the middle of the ice where 3 Lightning players are ready to steal that puck away.
I mean, he used the backhand to score that goal.
Yeah, but you can't. Again, in that situation I'm talking about, he could have just take it and just ring it up on the boards. Why do a high risk, high reward play when? Well, actually, I don't think there's any reward when there's no Devils players around when he was doing that. But that will come with time. Again, he's still young. His heart's in the right place, trying to make something out of nothing. But I think it's costing this team a lot of momentum, at the very least, and a lot of games because of these turnovers. I just think it's a lack of discipline. Again, I don't know if it's on coaching or if it's just on Jack Hughes, but I think a lot of the players are like that. I think Ty Smith is not the Ty Smith of last season. I think that he's almost a step and a half behind at times. So, again, I don't want to make excuses for Ty Smith. I don't know if it's a sophomore slump or he's playing injured or whatever, but that needs to be shore up. But, again, it's like Jack Hughes, had a great night offensively on the stat sheet. But at one point, do you hold Jack Hughes accountable without shattering his confidence of some of these dumb plays that he's made? I'm not saying he's the reason why the Devils are losing all these games. Absolutely not. But he is the face of the franchise. And you have to lead by example, whether you have the C or the A or nothing on your jersey. You have to lead by example. The other thing, too, with regards to Boquist, look, it's what have you done for me lately kind of league. You talked about Sharon Govich, 10 goals in 50 games, or not exactly, but just about. Well, again, it's what have you done for me lately? And he has started to turn her around while Ty Smith hasn't. So, again, it's hard to say because this team is so wishy-washy. It is so inconsistent. It's hard to make an analysis of this team because they really haven't established an identity. What's apparent is what I did like is that they were sticking up for teammates.
Yes.
When Nathan Bastian was getting his head bashed in while he was on the ice, you have Gertson. Okay, say what you want. He's a goon. He's useless. Whatever. I know you fans, say that, but he's a role player and he does it very well. He got a 10-game misconduct for, I don't know, we didn't see anything on TV. Doesn't mean he didn't do anything bad, but I think it's partially that the refs didn't want to deter shenanigans for it to getting out of hand. I don't know what he really did.
I get it, but I'd rather have him throw out Maroon too because they were the two that were drawn. Or
I'm not agreeing with it. I'm just stating what happened. I think. One of the things about fighting with the league is, the NHL has definitely cracked down on in the last 20 years. My problem is it's not so much the fighting, is they're taking the emotion out of the game at times. And this is my opinion, I would rather see Gertson fight somebody tonight than you kick him out and then they play Tampa again and then Gertson does something stupid holding a grudge from the last game. Just let it out. Let the boys go. Tampa did. Matter of fact, I don't even know how Foote was able to punch a defenseless player out on the ice. You didn't hit him that hard, punching him in the face, but that should have been more than just 2 minutes. That was more than rough.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on there. Like I said, like in the penalty report, it gave him 2, but that was served by Maroon, so they had to have kicked him out of the game.
I think it's only because there weren't that many minutes left. Is that the reason why? I don't remember that sequence.
I don't know.
Well.
And by the way, I want to correct myself. Igor has played 44 games this season.
Okay.
10 goals, 44. So that's my stat. I said 50. So I was 6 off. Just want to correct myself.
You're liable if Igor.
Igor, yeah, I'm liable on Igor. Okay, all right.
But Jack Hughes, I got you covered. Okay, you can indemnify or whatever. Whatever. I'm using legal terms. All right. So, but I think one thing we have to talk about is the goaltending. Van Gogher says Gillies should be released outright brutal. I don't think you should release Gillies because he's the only healthy goaltender that you have at the moment. You can't.
It's go Gadget Gillies right now. That's it. I mean, the dude's living a dream. What did Kanji say? It's his it was his 12th game of the season. That's a career high. This is where we're at right now. Did anyone see that injury graphic they had?
Oh yeah.
I didn't even realize Tice Thompson's injured. Blackwood, Bernier, Jesper Bratt.
Was Miles Wood even on the list?
Miles Wood was on there. Dougie Hamilton. That's a pretty long list when you're like, oh wow, yeah, I guess that is a lot of guys. But still, no excuses. But the goaltending, yeah, I mean, we need more consistent and solid goaltending, 100%. But I mean, what else are you gonna do right now? Like, besides convincing Brodeur to try to come back and I don't know what else you can do right now for goaltending. Call up Marty, get him on the phone, get him down there, suit him up and throw him in. It'd be fine. Get him a couple more W's.
Get him out of the design room.
Yes.
Can't be designing jerseys right now.
Eric Selden, Facebook Live says we're soft. I don't know, we're soft. I mean, I liked Gearston's grit. Like I said, I think it was kind of crappy that he got thrown out of the game there without even doing anything really. But he threw some big hits tonight. A hit that led to a giveaway from we talked about earlier, Victor Hedman. In that fourth line role, I think Gearston is played very well. I don't think he's taken a lot of stupid penalties, which is something you're always concerned with. Guys that are a little bit more feisty because sometimes the ref is going to keep a closer eye on them or something like that and maybe call it a little bit tighter for them. But I don't know. I think Gearston has played smart and he's thrown the body. And I think it matters a lot to other guys as well, knowing that he can go out there on a shift, if need be, okay, Dawson Mercer, sit down this one. Go ahead, Mace, go out there and someone's picking on Jack. Someone's doing you can do that. It's nice to have someone you can do that with. When you bring back a Miles Wood and even a Nathan Bastian right now, who, like we said, we hope he's okay. Because he did lose his fighting in that little scrum. I mean, there's maybe 1 or 2 punches thrown by both guys, but it really wasn't too much. But it was just kind of awkward right by the benches. The board's a little weird, and I think he was okay. But you never know when you see a player slip like that without their helmet. That's already come off. You always just want to be concerned. And I know he went off for the rest of the game there because that was in the last 5 minutes or so. When the ruckus. Can you describe the ruckus, sir? Do you know that one, Samu? Do you know that movie?
No.
Breakfast Club, man, come on, Sam. Woo. So Eric, I don't know
as a kid.
That's a movie. So you would have to go to the movies for that one. So I don't know, Eric. I don't know. I don't know if we're soft. I wouldn't say that. Like Nicholas, is this Ranji? Said Mason a couple big hits in this game. That's right. Steve Tartas is calling for the Sarge, Sergey Breland, as an interim coach. Yeah, Ty and PK are there were some struggles tonight.
It was bad. It was bad. I did like
it was a bad second.
I did like Severson's fight, though. I gotta admit. I gotta give
Severson got into a fight. Why, you said you liked something from Damon Severson? What is the world coming to, Sam Wu? Really? You starting to like Damon? You starting to get a little sweet on Damon Severson? Is that what's going on over there? Is that what's happening?
I'm telling you.
The man you wanted to leave out for the expansion draft?
I'm telling you, it probably would have saved us a lot of anguish. Nathan Bastian's the future.
Nathan Bastian. Oh, man. He's going to be the who's that guy for that the Yankees always talk about? Kevin Maas. He's going to be the Kevin Maas of the Devils.
Steve Balboni of the Devils.
Oh, man.
Remember him?
Oh.
The Mike Gallego. Anyway.
So Eric is saying that it's our team mentality. We don't play big enough. Well, I mean, don't forget also playing a pretty good team, Tampa Bay Lightning. And obviously, like we said, about halfway through, it clicked in their heads that, like, guys, we're the Tampa Bay Lightning. And they're the New Jersey Devils, not the other way around. Like, we just didn't know who it was with those ridiculous, it's like kind of like your ugly Christmas sweaters. You should only wear them once ever, and then never really wear them again. That's kind of like with that. It's like they're wearing their ugly Christmas sweater again and again and again. It's like, guys, it's, I'm sorry. I'll stop.
Well, if you remember when the Devils were in Tampa,
that was a big win down there. Yeah, it was a big win. The
Devils scored 4 unanswered goals in the third period. This is their revenge. Their revenge because they were down 3-1, and then they finally looked at themselves in the mirror, probably during intermission, and were like, guys, do you really want to get coach fired? Like what happened in Montreal the other day?
Yeah. I mean, this is Tampa Bay too. I mean, hey, remember the year we went to the playoffs? Remember that year we went to the playoffs? Who'd we play in the first round? The old Tampa Bay Lightning. Remember we were all so excited. We're like, we played them so well in the regular season. We line up perfectly with them. We smoked them in the regular. Oh, they didn't. Oh, we're gonna shock the world. Yeah, they got their revenge. They got their revenge in the playoffs. So they got their revenge again tonight. They showed who's the elite, and let's face it, they have some of the absolute, somehow or another, even in these salary cap days, still have some of the absolute best players in the world. With Hedman, Vasilevsky, Kucherov, Stamkos. I mean, Braden Point has turned himself into an excellent, excellent hockey player as well. I mean, they're stacked top to bottom. They really are. So Tampa Bay is always going to be a tough team. But I like the way the Devils played in the first half, but they collapsed. They definitely collapsed there in the second half of the game. And that's kind of the old Devils that we were kind of wishing they would get back to. And from the atrocities that they were playing there for a while. But that was something that we did see the teams struggle with, is playing that full 60-minute game. I think it's a little bit of both tonight, that where they struggled and they collapsed, but also the Tampa Bay Lightning, like I said, they smell blood, Sam Wu, and they went in for the kill.
Well, they're a talented team. They're a veteran team.
Experienced, veteran.
Yeah. Stanley Cup champions back to back, which is extremely hard to do. Just winning one is one thing, but to win back to back under the circumstances, what's going on in the world, they were able to just muscle through it. even with the salary cap era, they were able to figure it out. And here we go. Well, where do we go from here, Scotty? We got an 8-day layoff. Do you fire the coach? Layoff. Do you fire the coach in the interim? Do you make changes? Do you status quo?
Wait a minute. You the one who told me that everyone's.
No.
I said get rid of. I know, but everyone.
What do you do?
All right. Well, and by the way,
explore every avenue.
I just want to say hi to Matt Freudenberger as well, our good friend there on Facebook, and just like we talked about, they're back to that not playing 60 minutes thing. But again, Tampa Bay tough. So, okay. So I just want to go and rewind. Let's do a little bitteroo. We'll do the Scooby-Doo ending, and we'll go back in time here to a different point. Oh, right around Christmas, New Year's, where there was this nice break, and this guy named Scotty was just like, "Why don't we fire Lindy Ruff?" And everyone's just like, "Well, there's really no point to doing it now. We're already terrible. Just take him through the end of the season, blah, 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 blah." Now, I keep hearing all this stuff. It's just like, we should fire him in the break. What's it going to be, Sam Wu? What you going to do, Sam Wu, when the questions get turned around on you?
Well, I'm going to say that I will say what I've always been saying. The season's lost. We might as well get the draft pick. He's doing a very good job with John Gillies to getting us that first overall. Let's stick with the plan. Be patient. I've said, it's like, what's the point? You need to go literally 30-2 or 30-1 to even have a chance to get to 99 points or something like. How many wins do we need? 30 wins? Yeah, there's no chance.
Soon Benji will be unable to post that we are going to make the playoffs because it will be mathematically impossible for us to make the playoffs.
That's how bad this team is when it's not even the end of February and Benji can't even post a mathematical, equation.
And that's like a piece of Benji's soul right there, just being like ripped right out,
What Benji needs to hope for if the Devils to make the playoffs is if the league shuts down and the only healthy team that was in quarantine were the Devils. That's what it would take for the Devils, or forfeitures or whatever. And it's just simply not going to happen. In the next 8 days, this is what's going to happen. Devils fans, if they're interested, there's great women's ice hockey in the Olympics. I think tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There is.
USA versus Canada, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And also you got Team USA, Team Canada. Lots of young players. You see Owen Powers from Team Canada.
Yeah.
So,
lots of ex-Devils on those rosters of the AHL and college squads that are over there. I keep saying, like, I recognize that name.
Look at this. Look at Jake Chelios. Jake Chelios. Isn't that the son of Chris Chelios? Why is he on Team China? Isn't that funny?
Like, Kenny Agostino. I'm like, I know that guy.
That's a Jersey guy. What? Did he go to Del Barton?
I don't even remember. There's a lot of those 1 and 2 season and done type of players out there that you're like, oh, I remember that one season that he played for us. Oh yeah, a lot of those guys. But it's fun. The Olympic hockey is fun. Those guys are playing for a lot. That's their pride.
They're
and
representing
that's really
their
like
country. I mean, geez, it's an honor to go there and.
Yeah, but like sometimes I feel like with the professional sports added to it, like I feel like a little bit of that is lost in that like traditional sense of the Olympics, like how it always used to be the amateurs and all that stuff. Like I'm kind of all about that. Like, yeah, it's great having these professional athletes there, but I would totally be fine if it was like college kids playing against each other, because just they don't have that rich spoils, of what the professional players have and everything like that. I don't know. I know that they all want to represent their countries and stuff like that too. But I mean, me personally, I just find it like like the juniors tournament is always wild because those kids are just playing with their hearts. They just want to win that tournament. And I feel like the Olympics can be that way, like in this format. I actually really enjoy the games that I've been seeing. On the definitely the women's side, the women, woo! Those, by the way, those Canadian jerseys are sick. I love those. Canadian jerseys. They look awesome.
I'm rooting for Team USA tomorrow.
Oh,
I want
yeah.
to talk smack.
No, I want to see Team USA.
Smack.
Who was I watching last night? Oh, was I watching Germany? I saw it was Germany and Finland or old Sammy Vatanen. There's another old ex-Devil, Sammy Vatanen, playing on the Finnish team over there. Right? Was he Finnish? Right? Yeah, Sammy was Finnish, right? Or was he Russian? No, he was Finnish, right?
I think so.
I don't remember. But I was watching a couple, there's a lot of ex-Devils like that. Like on all the teams, you're going to find like one, like, hey, what do you know? But it's been great competition. I find it really cool because they're all, and some of you're going to recognize there's some older NHL players too, that are in there that are playing who obviously aren't in the league anymore. Maybe they were playing in the KHL or over in Europe or just recently retired kind of deal. Going to play, still in shape, and doing some national team work.
It would have been great. It would have been great if Yager went.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Sign me up.
That would have been great. Yeah. NJ Drummer 44 Agostino used to play at Aspen in Randolph, New Jersey.
Oh, there you go.
I believe he's from Flanders. I think he's from Flanders, New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken.
Ned Flanders?
Ned Flanders? Yep. Flanders.
Oh,
do you know where
you
Flanders
got that reference,
is?
huh?
Of course I did.
I don't remember. Which county stripe is it in?
Morris.
On the Devil's jersey.
I hate those jerseys. I just absolutely hate it. Anytime I see it, I feel like a broken record. And what we got to find from a statistician what's our record since that jersey announcement or wearing those jerseys?
Not good.
It has cursed the team.
Oh yeah,
the new era.
Good. Not good.
Don't mess with it.
Please get rid of it. Do not renew. Do not renew those jerseys. I hope Adidas forces them to do a different one next year. Is that what it's going to be? Where like you're going to have a different jersey every friggin' year like that from Adidas? I like the green ones. I wish I would have just kept those. To tell you the truth, the reverse retros. Even though I think they lost every game that they played in those as well. But at least they looked. Those were.
At least they look cool. Yeah.
Oh, those look awesome. I got my Jack Hughes one hanging up in my closet, but I have it like hanging so it's like, oh yeah, I'm like, yeah, see that bad boy every day. But we have an 8-day break now, Sam Wu. But
what are we gonna do?
I want to let I'm gonna. You know what? It's actually it was crappy today, but it's been turning nice again. So I gotta get myself out. Go out for some of those LA hikes. Going on out here. Haven't been out on one for a little while, so I don't know what to do with no hockey. Football's over. No baseball yet. All you got is lockout talk. I was never the biggest NBA fan because the Knicks and Nets were always terrible, except for the 90s Knicks, but then, yeah. So I don't know. We'll just trot here for the next 8 or 9 days. I know that we will still have news going on with the team. We'll still be talking about things. Sam will have the Woo Report going. There won't be any Devils After Dark. There won't be any Game Day Live for a little bit, but still the big show will come back this Sunday. Still going to have State of the Fan address with Nick Villano from Pucks and Pitchforks. So we're still going to have a bunch of content here for you on the old Primetime Radio Network. Let's Go Devils podcast. Sam, you got an update?
Well, it's for tomorrow's show. I got an update for the State of the Fan address at a special time at 8 p.m. Eastern, as opposed to 8:30 p.m. 8 p.m. Eastern, because we got two big guests. Scott Wheeler, prospect writer for The Athletic. So now we're talking prospects.
Well, we're gonna need to talk to him, obviously. Yeah. That'll be key information, as we all know, where we're headed again this year. But go ahead, yes, and
also we're going to the True North, back to Canada. Ryan Kennedy of the Hockey News will be on as well. So we got someone from the Hockey News and The Athletic. Double trouble Wednesday, State of the Fan address, special time, 8 p.m. Eastern. And I hope I make it back to the studio in time for this, because it's a little early. Everything's riding on it. Trying to fit schedules. You know how scheduling goes with guests. They got a job to do. They got a job to do. Yeah.
Yeah. But we're going to look forward to all that content coming your way in the next few days here at the Let's Go Devils podcast. And 8 days off.
Scotty,
gonna go down.
I got a question for you.
I feel like something's going to go down.
Scotty, I got a question for you.
What's that?
Would you be able to get a musical guest on this podcast that loves hockey, or is a Devils fan?
Maybe.
Yeah. We got to think of one.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah. That's your assignment in the next 8 days.
We got to try and work, see if we get like Kevin Smith on here or something like that. I'll have to track him down at Runyon Canyon in the morning and be like, hey, call my podcast, bro. Sure, he loves.
Is he out there?
Oh, yeah.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He hikes every morning after he had that health scare. So it's good to see. I know I follow him on some of the socials, and he's always there like early morning doing his hikes. He lost a lot of weight and he's a lot more healthy now. So, it's good for him. Good for him. But he's always out there posting, and putting up his pictures with that goofy face that he always does. But over there, one of the hikes is not.
We'll try to get celebrity. We got to try to get celebrities on in the next 8 days. Try to entertain our loyal and devoted listeners as we approach our 250,000 download milestone in the next couple days. It could happen in the next hour. Don't know.
That's a quart mil. That's a quart mil.
$250,000 downloads. And then we're not talking about the video stuff. Everyone's seeing our video stuff. But our downloads, your morning commute, your afternoon drive, when you listen to this podcast, sometimes you get a good chuckle out of it.
We make you forget about, the people driving in front of you or behind you or on the side of you that don't know how to drive. Oh, boy. I tell you, that's one thing living in LA. Oh, man, the driving is everybody in Jersey. Oh, wow. I turn into Jersey, Scotty, it's whenever I'm driving, because they don't turn on red out here. They don't pull up. They'll leave 3 car spaces in between. The lights out here, there's no delay. It just goes red, green, red, green. So there's always people flying through the red lights late and every. Oh man, the driving in LA is it took a while. That's the thing that was the hardest I think to get used to as someone from the East Coast is actually driving out here. If anyone has ever lived on the West Coast, or if you are on the West Coast, because, hey, you don't have to live in New Jersey to be a Devils fan, right? Or to listen to this podcast. So if you ever come visit, you'll see exactly what I mean. Just kick the car door open and just leave it wide open in the middle of the street,
I thought you had a chauffeur.
Ripped off. Yeah, I wish. That'd be nice.
In the Maybe Beverly Hills Sam section.
But thank you, by the way, to everyone out there, Facebook Live, Twitter Live, YouTube Live. Please do the subscribe thing on YouTube. Please download. The more numbers that we get from you enjoying our content, like we said, that's when we can get all those nice free prizes from other people to give away and hook you up with some nice thank yous. That's our way to being able to say thank you. We know the team's not that good right now, but when our good friends at JCB Architectures give us some nice tickets to give away, we want to hook you up with it. We're not stealing them for ourselves. We want to hook you up with those tickets. So the more stuff, the more numbers like that we have, the more cool things we can get and the more cool things that we can do. So thank you from the bottom of our hockey hearts over here for all the clicks, for all the likes, for all the downloads, for all the subscribes. It really does a lot. And we thank you. And we enjoy bringing you this content, even though we're frustrated as hell with this team a lot of times in recent years. We still enjoy getting together and talking, and because this is what we would do if we were together. You know, if we were at a bar just hanging out, watching the game, that's the whole point. So thank you for all the comments. Keep them coming. YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Twitter Live. Thank you.
I think that's the cue the music in.
Yeah.
Again, I want to reiterate, thank all of you for making this podcast great. Without you, we don't get 250,000 downloads. It's the labor of love. The next 8 days, there is no off season with this podcast. There are no days off. Keep it here. The Let's Go Devils podcast. Tomorrow night, State of the Fan address, 8 p.m. Eastern start, special time. This is Devils After Dark. Until next time, let's go Devils.